So I wanted to put my 2 cents on what is, I think, an evolving topic in marketing, which is really SEO and how it's moving into what is now considered AEO and GEO, and it's kind of just the tweaks that LLMs have made on SEO. So just for a little bit of context, SEO, as most of you know, is just getting your website to show up higher in traditional search results. Someone searches for Google, Google gives them a list of websites, SEO helps you compete for those positions. So this is something I kind of wanted to talk about just because, as we know, SEO is really evolving into what is now known as AEO and GEO. So really, what are the differences between them all? And I can just start with a little bit of context for what is SEO in itself. It's basically just getting your website to show up higher in, Google's search results. It can really be Bing, it could be anything, but historically I think it's always been Google. So really somebody searches, gives them a list of websites, and it helps you compete for those positions. That's what SEO really is, search engine optimization. So there's a ton of data that's been established for honestly decades behind this, which is rankings, keywords, impressions, clicks, backlinks, traffic. And then we have tools like Google Search Console, SEMrush that have made it relatively easy to measure. So now, as you can see here, AEO and GEO, we're moving into the AI search era. It's gonna focus on the answers, direct answers. Instead of providing you a website, it's kind of cutting out the middleman. So AEO and GEO really change that goal. AEO is about making your content easy for an answer engine to understand and answer from. So GEO is gonna take that one step further into ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and those Google AI overviews and other generative search experiences. Instead of just asking, how do I rank this page? We're now asking, can these AI systems access my site, understand what my company does, find useful answers, and potentially use my content when generating a response. The problem is, though, is that the data isn't really as mature as SEO, since it's been really had, decades, again, to really compound what it means to be valuable for Google. So there's not really like a universal ChatGPT ranking. We can look it up, and nobody outside of these companies knows the exact algorithms. You're still see these websites and these tools giving you like a GEO score. However, they're a little bit vague, and it doesn't mean much if you don't know where it came from. And then if you notice, when you switch those LLMs, you'll get significantly different scores. So the problem that I'm trying to solve with this AI search auditor that I created is that you can install it in Claude Code or Codex, and it's going to give you one systematic audit that is then going to run through those other LLMs, and it's going to give you what you need to do to fix it, and it's going to compare you to your competitors. So it gives you the ranking on how you're already appearing in these LLMs, and then really puts you compared to your competitors and things that you can do to improve. So you can see here, I have it it is extremely easy. It's called the AI Search Auditor. Again, as always, these GitHub repos, they seem intimidating. All you need to do is copy this URL, go into Claude Code or Codex, and then just hit install, and then put the URL. And then it'll just run through and do absolutely everything for you. Just wanted to give you a little highlight of what you can expect. So I dropped in my TV mounting website for a little bit of context here, and it'll actually, you can prompt it on the competitors that you wanted to pull, but it'll actually pull them for you. So I think it has a little bit of backstory with my company, so I think there's a little bit of bias there, but for you, you can very much define what you want them to be. And so when you click through, it just gives you a little markdown here of you versus your competitors. So it gives you an overall score. You can see we are not doing so hot, and then it has it versus Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, and Google AI. And so TV Mounting Kings, they're absolutely killing it. Good for them, only with 8 HTML pages, so even better. But so let's see exactly what I need to do. It gives you, wow, great canonical coverage, strong answerability, but no detected structure and data. So that is this guy, TV Mounting Kings. Even though only having 8 pages while I have 32, his data is extremely structured, and he's ranking because of that. So it kind of goes to show you that, just spitting out a shit ton of content does not necessarily mean that it's going to work for you. Maybe that's what I did, and maybe that's what I've done wrong. That's kind of always been the belief before, right? It's like, make it 1,500 words, obviously target your keywords, things like that. And that's kind of the whole evolution of AEO and GEO. And that's what's even interesting for me. So as I build this out, and so it'll tell you, so add accurate citations, it looks like on there, publish evidence-rich project pages, author review, identity, update dates, things like that, have thin pages and contextual internal links to those 5 orphan pages. And I'm sure that I could just continue to ask onto this and it'll give me a further breakdown of what this is. So I hope this is helpful for anybody. I'm definitely going to be using it. And again, it's just a super free tool that anybody can use. You just install it in there. Instead of having to go back and forth between all these LLMs and you versus your competitors, you literally just install this, type in your URL. If you want to put in your competitors, I think it'll naturally even prompt you for your competitors, and it'll pull a list with some action items. Easy things. And if you go one step further, connect this to an MCP like WordPress or Frameware I've installed in the past and have it make these edits for you. Boom, bam, you're done. You have an AEO, GEO optimized site, at least for the foundation that we know it so far. And you will have knocked this whole project out in like 30 minutes. And so again, I hope this is helpful. I'm going to be publishing a lot more GitHub repos on all the things that I'm building as I'm just kind of auditing my own website. So hope this was helpful, and I am always here for any questions. Thank you so much. Have a great day.